Hello, welcome back to my final roundup of the 2024 Transcontinental Race. Let's head over to follow my challenge, and as you can see from the leaderboard here, we've got now just over 108 finishers, and we're just over 2 weeks. So the finishers party is tonight. I'm speaking on Tuesday the 6th in Istanbul. So yeah, plenty of riders streaming in to the finish line in Istanbul. A few people on the final parkour. They might make it by midnight. I'm speaking in the UK at 10 o'clock, so they've got 12 hours. Might be tight for some of them, but yeah, still some riders that look like they should be able to finish the TCR on time. And then, of course, there's a few others just making their way across Turkey. These riders over here, unfortunately, not going to make the finish cutoff, but nonetheless, getting across Europe on the Transcontinental Race, or even just cycling normally, is pretty impressive. I certainly didn't manage to do it. That's why I'm sat here talking to you. There we go. That is sort of the Transcontinental Race. The main highlights are, I'll head over to the Instagram. The women's winner was Jana Kesenheimer from Germany. So she rode really consistently the whole way through, led pretty much most of the race, and was first into all the checkpoints, or first woman into all of the checkpoints. She finished in 11 days, 3 hours and 57 minutes. Really solid ride from Jana. I've ridden with her before. And yeah, she's super strong, really strong on the climbs as well. So not surprising to see her take the women's win there. So yeah, solid race, and she was 13th overall as well. So right up there overall. And she was ahead of Jamie Wilson, who came in about a day later. I think she had some problems early on with some navigation, which set her back a bit. And then she pretty much kind of rode similar pace to Jana towards the end. So yeah, Jamie, she's won, or she's been the fastest woman in the TCR before. So another solid ride, second time across Europe for Jamie. So really good to see that. And in the pairs, Sherry Cardona and Geron Tuis, I think that's how you say his surname. Sorry, Geron, for butchering that one. I rode with these guys on the first night, and yeah, they ride really well together. And this is the second time they've completed the Transcontinental Race. They were second last year, and they were first in the pairs last year. This is the second time they've taken the win, and again another solid ride for them. Again in the top 20 overall. So yeah, really good to see those guys get the job done again. Before I go any further, I should remember just to say thank you to Redshift Sports, who of course are sponsoring my general race coverage. Actually, I think Jerome and Sherry were running the shock stems on their bikes for the TCR. I started the race with one on there. It really does make quite a bit of difference on these long distance rides. It's you kind of forget it's there eventually, but then when you go back to a normal stem, you do quite notice it. So yeah, really recommend the shock stems if that's your kind of thing you're interested in. So yeah, that was kind of the main winners from the TCR. Obviously, check out their Instagram. There's loads of really amazing images on their website there. Let's just cover the podium again. So of course, in my last report, Robin had just finished. We hadn't had any photos at that point. So Robin took the win, and it was just under 9 hours, only just under 9 hours, 9 days, 8 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. I suspected that it would be about a 9-day win, and yeah, Robin snuck under that. I think we're going to see really big things from Robin. He's a really talented athlete, and very determined, and yeah, the way he went about winning this race, leading from start to finish, leading through all the checkpoints, it was pretty impressive to see. And yeah, I think he'll be taking some big wins in other bikepacking events in the years to come. Christoph Strasser, he's obviously won the last 2 years. This year, he wasn't a match for Robin, and he did close in near the end, and he hit a really strong push in the final kind of sections. He came in second, and yeah, I don't think it was easy for him. I think he had a lot of punches near the end, a lot of problems early on. I think it was everything but smooth sailing for him. So I think it just goes to show how strong mentally Christoph is to get it done and come in second position. And then there was a little bit of drama towards the end. If you remember in the last report, Abdullah Zainab was in third position going into the final parkour. However, there was a bit of drama, and he had a few issues, had a lot of punches in the final sections, and made a routing error right near the end. And therefore, Tim Dewitt, he was third last year. He managed to come ahead, overtake Abdullah, and take third position again, which is really it's pretty impressive. Third twice in a row, and he takes the green leaderboard. So that means he travelled to and from the event over ground, which is an initiative that the Transcontinental put in place. And so he takes the green leaderboard win and a third position overall. And then we have our overall podium. So Robin, Christoph, and Tim. Abdullah, he really was pushing, and at one point really closed in and got ahead of Robin. But I think towards the end, he just sort of just started falling apart a little bit. Had some bike issues. If we look on Rob GPS here, we can sort of highlight where he went wrong. So I think this is probably a pre-route planning. And I think essentially you can see the finish line here, and the route goes around the edge. And he seemed to go straight ahead. If we find him on the map, we should be able to hopefully find him. We should be able to find him and see where he went. Although I always struggle with Rub GPS. Anyway, I think long story short, he took a shortcut. Well, he didn't take a shortcut. He misplanned the route. I'll show you back on Rub GPS, and he ended up cutting across through town here rather than going down through the seafront. Got to the finish line, realised his mistake, and then had to backtrack and come back around. And I think that cost him sort of half hour, 45 minutes, which ultimately led to Tim getting ahead of him. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty impressive ride from Abdullah. I'm pretty sure he'd come back at some point. He's won the Indian Pacific Wheel Race and the Trans Am Race, and the TCR is kind of considered, the other big road ultra among those three. So yeah, it'd be good to see Abdullah back, and you always learn a lot on the TCRs, and I'm sure we'll come back and give it a good go. So yeah, riders are rolling over the line. Check out the Instagram over on the Transcontinental Race page. There's loads of good reports. There's the podcasts with all the stories on the ground, and another good edition of the race. I would have liked to have finished myself, but had a few knee issues, which I'm still struggling with a little bit at the moment. But is what it is, and. So I shall be back with some coverage of the Silk Road Mountain Race, which starts in about 10 days' time. I'll try and do daily coverage unless I decide to go and do it myself, which is probably going to be silly to do that. But yeah, do some daily coverage of that, and stay tuned and catch you in the next one.